In this video, we are going to talk about the importance of good nutrition, how to make healthy food choices, and how to cook healthily at home. Now, when we think about good food, in addition to affecting how your body looks, making healthy food choices also affects what diseases you might get and how long and well you'll live. Bad food choices can lead to things like heart disease and diabetes. A healthy diet can provide all the energy and nutrients you need to be healthy. There are 5 different types of nutrients that we're going to go over right now. The first nutrient is proteins. These are mainly found in meat and fish, dairy, beans, nuts, and seeds. The other nutrient is carbohydrates. There are 3 main types: sugars, fibers, and starches. The third type of nutrient is fats, and there are 2 types of fats: saturated and unsaturated. Saturated fats come mostly from animal products, and unsaturated fats come mostly from plant products. The fourth nutrient type are vitamins and minerals, and there are 13 vitamins and 13 minerals, and you need different amounts of each. And last but not least, there's water. Your body is 60% water, so staying hydrated is important for every aspect of your health. Now, a healthy eating plan gives your body the nutrients it needs every day, and it helps you stay within your daily calorie goal for weight loss or maintenance. A healthy eating plan also lowers your risk for heart disease and other health conditions. Healthy eating is actually not that hard. The key is to eat a variety of foods, including vegetables, fruits, and whole grain products, lean meats, poultry, fish, beans, and low-fat dairy products. Try to avoid red and fatty meats as much as possible. This is stuff like steaks. Another tip is to drink a lot of water and limit the salt, sugar, alcohol, saturated fat, and trans fat from your diet. The human body needs the right mix of nutrients for good health. That not only means getting the right amount of carbohydrates, protein, and fat, these 3 are called macronutrients, but also the right amount of vitamins and minerals. These are called your micronutrients. So micronutrients help your body use macronutrients, and they support many body processes like blood pressure regulation, brain function, digestion, growth and development, and heart function. Now, when you're comparing foods, choose foods with a higher percentage of vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. The goal is to get 100% of the daily value for these nutrients on most days. So let's go over things that you should eat. Do eat a variety of vegetables from all of the subgroups. We want dark green, red and orange. We want legumes, which are beans and peas, and starches. These include all fresh, frozen, canned, and dried options in cooked or raw forms, including vegetable juices. But don't boil or fry your vegetables because this actually removes much of the nutritional value. The recommended amount of vegetables is 2.5 cups of vegetables every day. It's also important to eat fruits, especially whole fruits. Whole fruits include fresh, canned, frozen, and dried forms. The recommended amount of fruits is 2 cups per day. You should also get enough grains, at least half of which are whole grains. So whole grains are things like brown rice, quinoa, and oats. These contain the entire kernel, so they have more fiber and nutrients. And the recommended amount of grains is 6 ounces per day. It's a good idea to eat fat-free or low-fat dairy, including milk, yogurt, cheese, or fortified soy beverages. And the recommended amount of dairy is 3 cups per day for adults. Try to eat a variety of protein foods, which include seafood, lean meats, and poultry, eggs and legumes, which again are beans and peas, and nuts, seeds, and soy products. The recommendation for protein foods is 5.5 ounce equivalents of protein foods per day. And finally, do eat vegetable oils in moderation. Commonly consumed oils extracted from plants include canola, corn, olive, peanut, safflower, soybean, and sunflower oils. Oils are also naturally present in nuts, seeds, seafood, olives, and avocados. The recommendation for oils is about 5 teaspoons per day. On the other hand, Try to eat less of bad fats, added sugars, sodium, and alcohol. You can do this by grilling, broiling, roasting, or baking your food and avoid processed foods. Also, drink water or unsweetened beverages instead of soda or energy drinks. Use spices or herbs such as dill, chili powder, paprika, or cumin, and lemon or lime juice that can add flavor without having to add salt. And then limit your alcohol to 1 drink or fewer a day for women and 2 or fewer per day for men. So now let's talk about some tips for eating a healthy diet on a budget. First, you can plan your weekly meals. Before you make a grocery list, write down the meals that you want to make that week. Buying for the week all at one time means you'll make fewer shopping trips and you'll only buy the items that you actually need. Here are some basic tips for creating your menu and grocery list. First, see what you already have. Look in your freezer, cabinets, and refrigerator. Check out your kitchen and see what you've got in there. And then make a note of what you currently have on hand. You can actually save money by using these items in the upcoming week's meals. Next, you want to create a list of recipes that you want to try out that week. Find new ideas for healthy and low-cost meals based on what you have on hand and foods that are good buys. And then finally, plan to use all your leftovers. Think about larger recipes with enough servings for multiple meals. This can reduce the number of ingredients you need to buy, and they can save you time preparing another meal. When you do go to the store, make a grocery list and try to stick to it. When you're writing it, use your list of weekly meals. Create a list of foods and beverages that you'll need to buy to make the meals in your weekly plan. And don't forget to include all the foods we talked about earlier, such as fruits, vegetables, and milk that might not be part of a recipe, but they are the basics for healthy eating. Keep an ongoing grocery list in your kitchen or on a free mobile app, and then add items as you run out. Finally, let's talk about some ways to prepare your food in a healthy way. First, herbs and spices can add flavor and variety to your food with less salt or fat. When you use them, use a little at first and then do a little taste test. And then you can add more when you're sure that you like the flavor. To substitute dry herbs for fresh, use a 1/4 teaspoon powder or 1 teaspoon crushed for 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped herbs. Try to use cooking methods that don't require much oil, fat, or water. These methods don't add extra unnecessary calories or take away the nutrients in the ingredients. Roast, bake, or grill foods to keep the vitamins and minerals in the food you make. Try not to boil or fry. You can also swap out unhealthy ingredients for the healthier ones. For example, when a dish calls for a lot of cheese, you can actually cut the amount by half and it'll still taste the same. In cream-based recipes, you can replace mayonnaise and sour cream with the same amount of plain low-fat yogurt. And then you can add extra seasoning to your meat and trim the fat off of it before cooking. You can also add beans to sloppy joes and other meat dishes. In order to get enough whole grains in your diet, pick whole wheat pasta instead of white pasta. Choose whole wheat bread instead of white bread. And choose brown rice before white rice, and try whole wheat tortillas instead of flour tortillas. Now, I hope you've learned some great tips to make healthy food choices and stay on budget. If you have any extra questions, make sure to ask your coach and ask your peers for extra tips. And there are a lot of great websites that have recipes that are both healthy and cheap to make.